this is America, right? And if you come along with a better business model and you say, oh, I'm not going to let you sell your product in the state, or I'm not going to let you service your product in my town, I got to tell you something. I just feel really strongly that is just flat out wrong. Welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Dave, where today I am on Commerce Boulevard in Stamford, Connecticut. This is my hometown. And guess what? Tesla just took over the New York Sports Club, this giant facility over here with a huge parking lot right off of 95, a much needed service center that is in the process of being built. And today I'm going to show you what the progress is and going on here. I'm super excited. They've got the signage up. They got the Tesla there, they got service there, and then over there, where am I going? Over there, they've got Tesla up on the building as well. But let's take a peek in and see what they're doing here, because hats off to Tesla. This is one company that knows how to sell cars direct from the manufacturer to the consumer and also service them. Beyond what's going on with Tesla, I want to explore what's happening with other manufacturers of electric vehicles and what are they doing to sell direct, and also what are they doing to service their cars as well. We're going to be talking about Lucid, we're going to be talking about Rivian, we're going to be talking about Fisker, and there's a bunch of others as well, Polestar and Vinfast. So let's get into it. This is going to be a fun one. Well, Pladdington, meet your new doctor's office. Here it is right here. This is right behind a shop right over here. And there's a whole big shopping center here, but this is tucked away nicely in the back. You've got Route 95 over there, literally off exit 6. And you can see that this building is in the process of being worked on. Vision general contractors, danger, restricted area, keep out. I will respect that, and I will not go beyond that fence, but I do have a zoom lens, and I'm going to check out as much as I can here. This is a really large facility, super large facility, and I am really thinking this is going to work out well. Not only is the building large, but this is tucked away nicely here. It's not super crowded. There's nothing going on back in here. I would imagine you probably have a lot of trucks that are bringing in food deliveries here to the shop right in the back. But you know what? They come, they go. I mean, I don't think that's going to be a bad location for that. So look, I think this is really good. And as you can see over in here, if you look right there, they've already got the signage up for what appears to be the entrance to the service center. Now, one of the things that you can't do in the state of Connecticut is sell Teslas, but you can service them, and this is where that's going to happen. We're going to get into that a little bit about the servicing of the Teslas and the fact that you can't sell them, but boy, oh boy, is this going to be a great location for Tesla's new service center here in Stamford, Connecticut. I'm super excited. So you can see, it looks like they've actually cut into the building here. They've got a wooden door there. That one over there is not closed, so we're going to take a peek at that. And they put in a little bit of a driveway, so driveway access, I guess, to be able to pull the cars in and pull the cars out. This is all freshly being worked on. The grass is being seeded already. And again, you have another little driveway here, and then another entrance over there. So let's take a peek in here. There are no signs that say keep out or anything like that. But boy, oh boy, this is a huge facility. Look at this. Oh man, this place is massive. This is going to be great. Yeah. Now you can see over in here, it looks like they've actually gutted the whole place, and they've left what appears to be space for retail, you know, kind of where you meet the customers and all of that. And then these will all be the bays back in there where they'll be working on things. But look, this is a great facility. Hats off to Tesla for sourcing this place, because this is going to work out really well. So you look at the size of this parking lot here. This is massive. really what they need. Great location. And there's nobody here. It's completely dead, except there is a generator running right over here on the ground. I'm not sure what that's powering, but they must have cut power to the building, because there's a couple of generators that are running right there, and they're running electricity, you can see, up and over and into the building right there by where it says Tesla. So they must have needed to get some power in there, or higher power in there. In the meantime, they're using some gas-powered generators in order to get some power into the building there, which is real good. So yeah, this is going to work out really nicely. I'm going to show you what's around the corner here, so you can see when you bring your Tesla in for service, if you're going to wait for it, within a short walk, you're going to have some decent shopping. All right, so just to give you some perspective, this is a ShopRite that's obviously under construction. Seems like there's a lot of construction going on over here. This is right on the border of Stamford, Connecticut and Old Greenwich, Connecticut. And literally on the other side of this building, right over back in there, is where Tesla is. And you know, this is kind of a office building over in here. You've got a couple of futures trading shops and hedge funds over in there. You've got a Japanese food and deli, Domino's, Subway, First County Bank. There's a CVS right over here. Right back in there, you can see it, is a Wendy's, which is good, within walking distance. There's a Stop and Shop across the street, a Mediterranean restaurant, Jimmy's over there, which is pretty good. A nice Taycan 4S sitting there. Can't guarantee that's always going to be there. A Dunkin' Donuts, a fitness place, but Rico's Pizza, one of the competitors to the Colony here in Stamford, and really good place. I mean, if you're going to be leaving your car there, maybe you could do some grocery shopping or what have you. But this is definitely a place where there's a lot of activity here, and it's just a short walk. You'll see this classic carpet and rug place, and literally just walk down there and down that street, and there's Tesla right there. So good location, Tesla. All right, so just a little background in terms of what is going on here in the state of Connecticut, and for that matter, other states across the country. Direct sales is just not legal in this state. And dealer laws are very strong. They're old dealer books on the records, and they're protectionism at its finest. And when someone comes up with a better business model, whether it's Tesla, whether it's Rivian, whether it's, you know, take your pick. I mean, Vinfast, Polestar, you know, any of them, right? The dealers, they not only try and block these direct to sales efforts from manufacturers, but they also try to block the servicing of them as well. So I historically have had to get my Tesla serviced out of state in Mount Kisco. And last year, you may remember, I covered this, a momentous event where Tesla was able to successfully open within the state of Connecticut in Uncasville at Mohegan Sun, not only a sales center, but a service center as well, and a delivery center, I should say. And so, you know, we have a service center here already in the state, but Tesla's been blocked a couple of different times in East Hartford. They also blocked an effort in South Windsor, Connecticut, to build service centers for Tesla. And so it's just crazy to me. So the fact that Tesla was able to get this, you know, this facility approved here in Stamford, it makes me proud that I work here in Stamford. Okay, so I'm psyched about this. Now Rivian was actually going through hell as far as building a service center as well, and there was a I think it was Mark Daddario Buick up in Shelton that was trying to block Rivian from building a service center there. And I think it was last fall, maybe October, November, where Rivian got the approval to be able to service their vehicles in Shelton. But that's pretty far away from, you know, where I live right here. So it's just a crazy thing that these dealers They're just saying, no, don't come and steal my lunch, right? Rather than compete or try to build a better model. Now, I understand they've got mouths to feed and families to feed, but this is America, right? And if you come along with a better business model and you say, oh, I'm not going to let you sell your product in the state, or I'm not going to let you service your product in my town, I got to tell you something. I just feel really strongly that is just flat out wrong. So, like I said before, I'm psyched that Tesla has been able to build this facility. Now, Polestar has sort of an interesting direct to sales model as well. But they have certain locations in the tri-state New York area that they're hybrid stations or locations. So for example, I'm going to drive up in a couple minutes here up to Westport, Connecticut, and I want to check out it's a Polestar dealer within a Volvo dealer. You've also got a dedicated Polestar dealer in New York City over by Lincoln Center that I filmed at a couple of times. Great facility, not huge, but really good facility there. And then in Princeton and Short Hills as well, they've got facilities there where they sell and service the Polestar. So it's kind of a little bit of a hybrid model. Vinfast has quite a few locations in California, but where we took delivery of Francie's car was in Cary, North Carolina. And they've also got locations in Wichita, Kansas, and they just opened a location in St. James out in Smithtown on the Long Island. They're in Grapevine, Texas, Plano, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Pensacola, Gainesville, which is a strange place for me. I'm from my standpoint that Vinfast is going there, but they are, and then also they have a sales and a service location in the state of Connecticut, which is Branford. Now, I got to check to see if that's a sales location or just a service location, because the dealer laws, I'm pretty sure it's just a service location in Branford. I'm not going to go up there today and check that out. Maybe I'll do that another day and go drive a VinFast. I haven't driven one yet, so I'm not sure how they are. Fisker, boy, I'll tell you what, Austin Evans, about 3 weeks ago, big YouTuber, came out with a pretty powerful video. He wanted to buy a Fisker, and they're great looking cars. I mean, they really are. The design, the performance, the range, at least all the stated things. The software's been a little bit, historically, I think something less than desirable. But I did understand they just came out with a recent software. But they just if I watched this video that Austin Evans put together, and he tried to buy a Fisker Ocean, and there were like 70 grand, and he was trying to buy one for 37 grand. He's like, yeah, whatever. Let me see what the process is. It took 18 days for him to actually get an email confirmation that he was ready to purchase, that they invited him to put in the request to purchase the car. Like, what is that? There's something really wrong going on with this company. And, and I feel bad because it's a good looking vehicle. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go look at one today. I know there's one for sale up at the Land Rover, Jaguar Land Rover dealership in Fairfield. They're asking 40 grand for it. It's like a 72,000 list piece, or 68, somewhere in there. And, I think they're going to have trouble selling it. They must have taken it in on trade. The guy's been calling me. They're a super nice guy, but, I just want to go check it out. I don't know. I'm not sure the bottom has been met with those vehicles yet, but Fisker they have office or locations where you can buy and have your car serviced in Atlanta, and Indianapolis, and of all places, Albany, New York. Like, what is that? Albany, New York. Why pick that? Jacksonville, Florida, Miami makes sense. Charlotte makes sense. And then they have these pop-ups, which are, they call them centers, I guess. And they're beautiful. As a matter of fact, I went to the one in the Meatpacking District in New York City, Fisker, and they had a couple of beautiful Fisker Ocean Ones there. And, this was, they have one in LA, pop up, New York City, And then also in Vista, California, they've got a pop-up. But the thing about Fisker right now, I think we've got a few issues maybe beyond just their model, right? From a direct to consumer model for purchases and also for servicing, because they've never really been able to deliver any of the inexpensive models. I think they call them the Sport, $24,000 piece. You can't even order one online. I mean, 24 grand, you offer that car, I'll buy it. I mean, 24 grand, I'll buy it. I'm a buyer of this car up here in Fairfield at the Landwehr Jaguar dealership. I'm a buyer at 25 grand for that. I told the salesman, I'm not paying 39. I feel bad for everyone that's owned one. Hopefully they're going to be serviced. I think they're really cool looking cars. I like them a lot, but you know, last I heard they were getting 50, 60, 70 cancellations a day on the Fiskers, and people are running a little bit scared. I think cooler heads will prevail. There's a lot of good employees there. There's a lot of good intentions. I've spoken to the people at Fisker a number of times. They've been nothing but professional and eager to help. But you know, you can only imagine what's happening in that shop. So my heart goes out to them. Hopefully they can pull it off. Yeah, so look, you know, Lucid. Okay. Now Lucid is an interesting one. They have a number of different service centers up and down the East Coast. It was Framingham, Mass, I believe. Then it was Virginia, and then it was Riviera Beach. Those were the only three service centers in the east of the Mississippi River when I owned my Lucid Air Grand Touring. They've subsequently built a gorgeous facility right off the LIE in Long Island, and they have also, they've got these mobile service hubs that are popping up all over the place. My understanding is that they're building out another service center, or there's one already built in New Jersey, in addition to just these mobile service hubs, and also in Orlando. But if you look at the map here, you can see that they're really starting to build out their sales and their service. It was pretty funny. The Riviera Beach location for Lucid was gorgeous, and it was like, this is perfect for servicing and selling electric vehicles. It was a little off the beaten path, kind of typical Tesla, not the showroom Tesla, but you know, the service centers where you can buy one as well. And as it turns out, that was a Tesla shop originally. Yeah, so let's take a drive up to Westport, Connecticut first, and I want to check out Polestar so I can show you what those cars are looking like. I wonder what they've got. I don't know if they've got any Polestar 3s in stock. Probably not a Polestar 4, although those are up for order right now. But every one of these manufacturers that I've mentioned is a direct-to-sales model. And it seems like everyone that I talk to, they're frustrated. People are frustrated with the dealer purchase. You know, the negotiations, the hassles, the add-ons, the way you get treated. Now, I'm not going to say all dealers are like that, but in general, it's one of the more anxiety-ridden processes to go into a car dealership and buy a car. And for those people that, you know, you don't do it all that often. I do it a lot, right? So I'm pretty good at it. I know what I'm doing. I'm comfortable talking to the managers. I usually blow through the salespeople and get right up to whoever's the top guy in the room on any day. And I like to have a frank conversation with them about, you know, what are they trying to do in their business? And it's a big business that they're running. It's the sales and it's the servicing. And but, you know, for the most part, buying a car is perhaps the second largest purchase anyone will do in their life, right? Behind a house. And so, you know, you don't want to make a mistake when you're doing it. And oftentimes you feel like you're not really sure what you're getting. There's all these fast talkers and all these ads and buy and lease and all these different terminologies. And the thing that's nice about the direct-to-sales model is that none of that exists, right? Years ago, Saturn, some of you may remember Saturn. You still see them on the road once in a while, right? Some of them are still running. This was a division of General Motors that had no haggle pricing. And they put the price on the car,
and you went in there, and I don't remember if it included the servicing of it. I don't believe it did, but they took the anxiety out of the process. And so the big manufacturers, they've dabbled with this. We've heard that maybe Ford is going to move in that direction with their EV sales, the direct to sales. Ford has definitely, asked their dealers to step up and commit to EVs a lot more. But, these manufacturers of vehicles here, whether they're built in the country or if they're built outside of the country, Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, Polestar, Vinfast, Fisker, they've all got this unique way of selling to the consumer and also servicing to the consumer. And it's really fun as a consumer, and it's someone, I like new business models. I'm just a student of pushing the envelope and challenging the status quo. And I'm fascinated when you see firms like Tesla being able to pull it out. It's not easy to scale, guys. It's just not easy. And, I'm not rooting against anybody. I think there's space on earth for everyone to adapt, I should say, and move forward. And I think Tesla has led by example. They've done it organically. They've done it over the years. It's been a grassroots effort. And then you see facilities like this over here in Stamford where they're able to come in under as much firepower or scrutiny as they have from the dealers, and they're able to pull off a location like that. That is major league. And so for me, now, when I go to buy my cars in the state of Connecticut, my understanding is I can't buy them at Mount Kisco anymore. I have to buy them at Uncasville. But now I'll be able to have my cars serviced right here in Stamford. And I mean, literally from where that location is, if I had to, I could walk to my office in downtown Stamford. No problem. I'd Uber it, especially if it's raining, but I could do that. So anyway, let's hit the road. Let's go up to Westport, Connecticut to visit Volvo Polestar. And then I do want to go over to the Jaguar Land Rover dealership, see if I can find that Fisker Ocean, just to look at it. Just in case they're holding on to it for a super long time and maybe the price comes down and down and down. There is a price that Out of Spec Dave might pounce on that Fisker. It's the right color and I want to see it in person. So let's go. All right, folks, well, here I am in Westport, Connecticut, and yes, they do have a Polestar 3 here. I like this car. I think this is a great car. But you know what's interesting? As you're driving by here on Route 1 in Westport, it says Volvo. Nowhere does it say Polestar here. Not even a tiny sign. And there aren't that many Polestars here to begin with. But this, I think they, at a minimum, if they're selling Polestars, they ought to have at least some signage here. So as you're driving by, I mean, they get a ton of traffic going by on this road every single day. I mean, people maybe not ever heard of Polestar. At least put a sign up where you're selling them. That would be my advice. I mean, these are good people here in Westport. I've spoken to the manager a couple of times. I've been down to the city, but that's a little shocking to me that there isn't a sign here. Anyway, let's check out what cars they have here on site. They've got a couple of charge point level 2s up front, which is nice from a strategic standpoint. I think people can see that cars are charging here, which is good. They've got an ABB, two ABB DC fast chargers there. One of them is branded as a charge point. They look super old, but they were actually manufactured in 2021. And so, but a lot of Volvos here, a lot of XC40s, and not a lot, but XC40s and C40, kind of the recharge. And I'll show you all the cars here. But boy, oh boy, let's check out this Polestar 3. I've never really seen one on the street. I've seen it at the New York Car Show. I've seen it in the showroom before. But it's good to be able to walk around it and get the perspective, just from a size standpoint. And yeah, it looks good. But it's a Polestar, not a Volvo. Yeah, so here it is. This is the Polestar 3. This has a 111 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is a big battery pack. Check out the Brembo brakes on this thing. This has some serious meat on there. These Pirelli P0 tires and wheels. What are these? These are 22s, 35 sidewalls. Are they staggered? Let me see. 295s in the rear. And what do we have up front here? 265s, yeah. So it's a nice staggered setup with
Well, you gotta love the yellow seat belts inside. If you can see them in there, in the back seat as well. Good looking car. I really like this thing. Polestar 3. Doesn't have the window sticker in there. These aren't cheap, but boy, I'll tell you, I like it in white. Looks good. Now over here, we've got underneath the Volvo sign, we've got a Polestar dual motor. This one here is got the 78 kilowatt hour battery pack. This is a Polestar 2. I like what I see here. You see this? This makes me happy. I really like that. Just in case the wind starts blowing, that's a smart thing. They've got a nice little charge point here. This puppy is completed, but look, it's a Sunday, no one's here. And let's check out the price on this car, this Polestar 2. 61 grand. Oh man, I don't know. That might be a tough sell against the Model Y, and I'm not really sure. The Polestar gets the nice little treatment for the protecting the front fender, but the Volvo C40 does not. Anyway, I think it's a good attempt. Maybe it blew out, but it's a. Yeah. And what do we have over here? Oh, Tesla. All right. So yeah, let's go and see what else they have here on the lot. I mean, this is a very nice little dealership here. Not a huge dealership, but you've got the XC40 right here, sitting next to a C40. These are recharges. And then you've got another C40 recharge here, C40 recharge there, and another C40 recharge. It's interesting that there's more of the sloped back ones, the C40s on the lot. Maybe it's not, because quite honestly, I don't know what you gain by having that. I sort of like, if I were going to buy one of these, I would get the XC40 just because it's a little bit more squared off in the back. You have better, a little bit more room in there. But I'm going to check out what they've also got in terms of on the showroom floor. But yeah, there's a Polestar 2 over here with a dealer plate, and it's not plugged in, but you can see where they've got their DC fast charger right over here. Now I can't imagine that's more than a 50 kilowatt right there, CCS. And then you got this big boy right over here, which looks ancient to me, but yeah, manufactured in 2021. Let's go see what is in the showroom. The rest of the cars here, they're all Volvos. Very few Polestars here. Hence maybe why there's no signage whatsoever. Even here, Volvo Cars Westport, not Volvo / Polestar. Pretty crazy to me. Well, across the street from the showroom, there are no Polestars inside the showroom, but guess what I did find? I found signage on what appears to be a dumpster. It's actually looks like I don't know what that is. A storage shed of some sort? Well, at least Polestar 2. Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay. Well, I take back everything I said. They've got proper signage here for Polestar here with that. And this is kind of a cool looking Polestar 2 right there with some black racing stripes going down the back side of it. Very cool. Anyway, a little bit of a disappointment here in terms of signage. You be the judge. I don't know. All right, so as I say goodbye to Volvo Cars Westport, there are a couple of people inside there. I don't know if it's, I don't think they're open or not. I didn't try to go in, but nobody came out to greet me. But it is Sunday. There's nobody else here. It seems like maybe a private meeting going on in there. But maybe they're just not pushy here in Westport. I don't know. But anyway, cool little dealership, great location. And yeah, we'll say goodbye to Westport. Let's drive up now to Fairfield and let's check out that Fisker Ocean, that pre-owned car they're asking $39,900 for. I want to check out that color and see what it looks like. And then I'm going home. I'm going to make a couple of steaks tonight some corn on the cob for the missus, and then we'll get back to the work week. So I'll be back to you when we hit Fairfield. All right, well, here I am at the Land Rover Fairfield. I think I'm actually in Bridgeport, and I don't see the Fisker. I see a whole bunch of Range Rovers and Land Rovers. Some are pretty sweet. I mean, wow. Look at this one right here. Nice color. Really nice. I'm gonna keep an eye out for this Fisker, and let's see if I find it. Hopefully I will. What's a little bit strange here, you got Route 95 up over there, but you'll see where the Model X is, and there's a big gate there, basically right along the road, and there's a night drop-off box right there, and they won't let you pull the car in to this lot. I guess, I don't know if this is a tough neighborhood or what, but that's strange, man. I would not want to leave my car out there for a night drop-off here at Jaguar Land Rover Fairfield. All right, so for those of you who know Frank Pepe Pizza from New Haven, Connecticut, this is the location here in Fairfield, and this is real good. If you've never been, you don't know what I'm talking about. If you've been, then you know about the white clam pizza. This is within a stone's throw of the Jaguar Land Rover dealer, just literally across the street and up a little bit. Maybe I'm missing something, but that seems odd to me. That does not look like a good thing. These are all the cars in for service here. Whoa, zoomed in a lot there. And I mean, there's some old classics here. I'm going to take a walk right around the whole building and then take a peek inside. Maybe they have it off site. It's possible. Can't ask them. It's not a huge dealership. What do we got over here? Oh, looks like we've got EV charging. Wow, look at that. Man, oh man. Well, as Range Rover comes out with their beasts, their EV beasts, they will definitely have to step up their game as far as infrastructure here. Maybe they have some on the inside in the service bays, but I don't know. You can kind of see inside there. Oh, they got one of those big ass fans. Those are cool. We see those down in the DR. Nice Mercedes, sales, parts, service, valet, delivery. I like that. Wow. Cool Defender out front. Boy, this guy's ready to go. Where is he ready to go? He's ready to go anywhere in the world. He's got his shovel. He's got his spare tire. This thing is cool. I like this. Very nice. That is a good looking, but I don't know if, I mean, would you drive that? It's like you're advertising. I don't know what this is all about. But this thing is ready to go off-road. Look at these lights up here. Yeah, very cool. Mustang GT just went flying by. We got all kinds of stuff. Destination Defender, Hudson Valley, New York. John O'Grady. Oh, this is a real racing machine here. They're doing some serious stuff with this vehicle. I don't know if it's for sale, but it's pretty cool. You might want to give the guys at Land Rover Fairfield a call if you're into this piece. This thing looks really sweet. Well, there's no Fisker Ocean inside the showroom, that's for sure. And outside, across the street, they've got a chain link fence. Looks like all these cars are in jail over there. And as the cars on 95 go flying by, but I see a Rivian R1S in there. I see a bunch of Range Rovers, some Jags. I don't see a Fisker Ocean though. Oh well, maybe they sold it. All right, so as I stand by the charge point level 2 here, right out in front of the beautiful dealership here at Land Rover Jaguar in Fairfield, just sum up the video by saying that direct to sales is here to stay. I think more companies should be doing it, not fewer. I think that dealers should not be blocking new business models from coming into their states. They should be welcoming the competition and competing with them. I also think that it's ridiculous that certain towns, at least here in the state of Connecticut, do not allow service centers to be built, whether it's Rivian or Tesla or whomever it is. So I like what I'm seeing with Tesla here in Stamford. This whole concept of direct to sales and servicing what they sell, it should be something that is welcomed with open arms by everyone. So with that, listen, I'd love to hear your comments. I've tried to share with you sort of all the different manufacturers that are really in the business here. Oh, nice F-150 Raptor. But I've tried to share with you all the different manufacturers that have come into the scene and recently. I think we're going to start to see even more competition. The Chinese they're coming. At least, I don't know what's going to happen politically, but if they've got great cars, that's for sure. The car show that's going on right now in China, there's a lot of good stuff being shown right now. So keep your eye on that. Do not count out Chinese manufacturers, because they've got some amazing cars, and it's going to get interesting here. So anyway, thanks again for watching another episode of Out of Spec Dave. We'll catch you on the next one, and this has been a fun one for me to make. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Take care now. Bye-bye.